On here,
Working on your conversation
please.
about Spanishing positions.
Oh yes. Kia ora koutou. Welcome to this first meeting of this triennium of the Community Grants Funding Subcommittee. I'm Philippa Baker-Hogan, one of the councillors, and got my fellow committee members and councillors around me. We are going to start by singing our Waiata. Feel free to join us from the masses in the internet space, led by our resident musician, Councillor Charlotte Melser. Oh, I did check on that, sorry. Sorry, just been corrected here. Please bear with me. Mea ino tātaua, ita atua, tēnā oa, tēnā matoa, a mema kua poti tia hapura o Wanganui, ara hina I a matoa, ki ta whakatawa, nā whakatanga pai, mo te rohi, mo nā tangata katoa, ki piki a tiaroa o te hapuri, minai iwi katoa o Wanganui, humai I huia e takie. Let us pray, dear God, here I am, here we are, your elected members of Wanganui. Guide us to make good decisions for the district area, for our people, to uplift the community and all peoples of Wanganui. Bring forth unity, it is done. And now we'll, amene. And now we'll stand and sing our Waiata, please. Thank you, everybody, particularly Charlotte. So welcome now to this meeting of the Community Grants Funding Subcommittee. There is just one report to the committee. It's 4.1, the Public Arts Fund 2023. But prior to that, we just need to, we've got a resolution before us that Council accepts the apology of Mayor Andrew Tripe, Deputy Mayor Councillor Helen Craig, Councillor Ross Fallon, and grants a leave of absence for this meeting. I'm very happy to, the leave of absence of course is for Councillor Jenny Duncan. I'm happy to move that resolution. Call for a seconder, Councillor Josh Chandler Mackay. Of course those members, if they have not already gone, they will be attending the Local Government New Zealand conference in Christchurch on our behalf, so that's a very reasonable request for apology. And just to welcome you also, Councillor Josh, to this meeting. Every councillor, of course, is welcome, and of course you've speaking rights, but unfortunately not. No, we can give. Is that correct?
Josh can speak. He's a elected member. That's fine. I just wondered if we could get an alternative seconder for the apologies.
So, and sorry, just before we. Sorry, Charlotte's happy to second that. We'll just go to this resolution around apology first of all. So it's been moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Charlotte. All in favour? Against? That's carried. And sorry, just in regard to Councillor Josh, I would be very happy to move that he had voting rights if that's acceptable. Is that not part of our governance manual?
Not voting rights, but Josh is welcome to add, if you're happy, to add any contribution.
All right. You're as welcome as you can be, but unfortunately, it looks like the rules of our governance manual don't allow you. You'll cope with that. Awesome. Thank you. Right. All good now. So 4.1 Public Art Fund 2023. Looks like I've become the champion of arts all of a sudden. So that's interesting. That's fantastic. Anika, is it? Apologies.
Anik.
My apologies. So we've got these. We've got the paper in front of us with some resolutions that haven't been moved yet. Do you want to speak? It would be quite good if you could just, particularly for the public who are all on ear listening, is just give us a brief summary of where we were at with this, the Public Art Fund 2023, and how we've come to these resolutions.
Sure. So the Public Art Fund is an annual contestable arts fund we have in Whanganui, so it's administered by the council, and it's for the promotion, the delivery of public art for the Whanganui community, by the Whanganui community. Annually we have 30k budgeted for that. This year we received 5 applications. Applicants can have more than one application per round, but only one of those applications can be funded per round. What else can I say? It is all in the report as well. There's a number of eligibility criteria. So the artwork has to be installed or performed. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a bronze statue. It can be a range of things. It can be performance art. It can be musical. It can be a temporary artwork, or it can be standalone sculpture. We also encourage applications from Toi Māori practitioners, which we have had in the past. And there's a number of different aims with the fund as well, which are outlined in the Public Art Fund guidelines. We've done some... That's all good. We've had some changes to improve the accessibility of the fund this year. So in the past, we've had it very open for applicants to choose their site and choose their match funder, which is a key criteria of this fund, is that applicants have a match funder for their applications, so that, for instance, if the project costs 10k, they would have a match funder for the 5k, and the Public Art Fund would match that by 5k. In the past, that has put a bit of pressure on applicants to find all of that, to get their concept ready, to get their concept design in the application as well. So this year we did have the option, which we trialled and worked with the Virginia Lake Trust to have the match funding already secured for 15k. We have the site secured with the Trust's contribution and collaboration with them, and they've also worked with me to create a brief. So that seemed like quite a popular option. We did have quite a bit of interest in that. At least 3 applications were proposed, but only 1 actually made it past the deadline. Yeah, that's all I'll say about the fund right now, but if you had any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I'll just start with one question myself. So yeah, just understanding that recent change to the fund, which is discussed on page 6 of the report, and so that partnership with the Virginia Lake Trust. Apologies. Is that applying just to the application 4 of Mike Hughes, which is the one that mentions that it's to be was around, although it's not recommended to fund at this stage. around Virginia Lake. Is that correct?
Yeah, so Mike Hughes, his application was the only one that got over the line, so to speak, and so that was the only application for that option. The other applications are for other sites.
All right, but in regard to that as we'll come to that shortly, that particular application is recommended not to fund at this stage, but it could come back and reapply. Correct?
So in that case, it was there were a number of there was a bit of discussion around that, and Terry Coxon, who's the chairperson for the Virginia Lake Trust, came in and also saw Mike present on it. So the recommendation from the Public Arts Steering Group, who assess all the applications, was that the opportunity be re-advertised through as a standalone opportunity outside of the Public Art Fund, so that it's with the Virginia Lake Trust and the Public Art Fund presenting an opportunity so that we have more applications coming through, because at present we just got one through, and I know that there were at least 2 other applicants who were interested but didn't have enough time to put through an application. So the rationale behind that would basically was that we'd allow for more artists and creatives to have the time to actually apply, so that the trust also has more options to pick from, and also Mike himself has more time to refine his application, because there are a few things that we saw could be improved.
Right, and he's quite comfortable with that too.
Yeah, I've had a chat with him already.
Thank you. Charlotte. Oh, what do I do here? Sorry, haven't been shown the whereabouts here. Can she just put it on? Does it work? Just a novice at this stuff. Haven't been around the table very long.
Thank you, Chair. So you said that the Virginia Lake Trust had already been engaged and had set their own match funding, and you also said that they had chosen a location. But I did see in Mark Hughes's application that that the site was not necessarily appropriate. Is that because of his particular design, or is it because the site isn't?
That's a good question. So one of the things that came up in the discussion with the assessment group was the point about the story of the work involving a trader who is Chinese, and looking at how the project can include, if that were to be part of the overall story of that artwork, that it would include members of the Chinese community to actually consult with. But then the other point about the site particularly was that, which we weren't aware of prior, is that there might be a heritage concern there. So a part site that's near the site but not on the area. So we would just need to draw parameters for where exactly Mike's work could go, and that was something that wasn't included as part of considered as part of the site planning, but something to look at and something to work with the Virginia Lake Trust on. So I wasn't aware of that, and something that we can look at with future sites so that everything is all clear before we put it out.
Right, and is that another reason for sort of, in a sense, deferring this particular project location to do some more consultation work?
Yeah,
in regards to the
partly.
site?
Yeah, for sure. That would be part of the reason, aside from the reasons already stated. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Charlotte. Any further questions? Yeah, so that's what I do. Shift. There you go.
Thank you.
Councillor Peter.
Through the chair, the Progress Castlecliff one, is that the skate park?
Yeah, so this application is specifically for the basketball court of the playground. So it's not so much the skate park, it's the basketball court for this specific application. But I believe the overall project of Power Up the Park is looking at the overall plan for the park. But specifically for the Public Art Fund, it's just a basketball court.
It's just the basketball court?
Yeah.
Because there was that submission about the skate park as well. That, so it's not part of that? No.
Yeah, there was a submission at the long-term plan.
And, yes.
Around the skate park, well, the skate park and wider area. I think
There was Wi-Fi to be put in and extra lighting
up.
and,
I would think that it could be, it might be part of the same group of people, and
Yeah, so it's part of this. I from what was explained to us by James Barron from Progress Castlecliff, it was part of a larger project for the park, which included lighting, beautifying the area with potentially more benches. So that is part of a larger project that unfortunately the Public Art Fund can't fund, but we will look at the basketball court.
My concern was that there was two things, whereas they could really be far better integrated rather than too isolated. As long as they're consulting over a bigger plan or a wider thing, then I'm quite happy with it. Secondly, it's more of a matter of have we got a quorum? Yep, cool.
yes. Thank you. Thanks, Peter. So, with no further questions, I think I'd like to look at. I'm very happy to move those resolutions that we're seeing in front of us, which are, and I mean, I guess just going there, my understanding, it's probably being clear on that, Anik, is that the Public Arts Steering Group has, which is a collaborative group, I understand, of community members, obviously a group, various artists, councillors or council managers, has already, been a process gone through. They have independently assessed these applications, and this is their recommendation to us. So that's all correct?
Yes, that's right, yes. The Public Art Steering Group ensures that any public art funded by the council has expertise of artists. It's an eclectic group of artists, arts practitioners, those working in the arts and within Wanganui, council officers who have relevant knowledge, including parks and infrastructure. So it's quite a wide, diverse group, and we all assess applications based on the Public Art Fund guidelines.
Thank you. So the resolutions in front of us, there's A and B, and I'm happy to move and would ask for a seconder for all. Councillor Peter, happy to do that. They are that A, notes the 2023 Public Art Fund applications. B, adopts the 2023 funding recommendations of the Public Art Fund Steering Group as outlined below. That is to fund $6,850 for Progress Castlecliff, Power Up the Park at the Castlecliff Domain Basketball Court, $5,000 for Greg Tuttle for the Enid, $3,350 for Michelle Sigley for the Wanganui Toy Library mural. Does note not to fund $15,000 to Mike Hughes on the Kraken to Grass, and $6,375 to Michelle Sigley for the artist. I'm very happy to move and second. They've been moved and seconded. I'll just open the floor for any discussion. if you want again, I think. Where are we going? Is that right?
At this stage, is there no concept drawings or to give us an idea of what it might look like on these?
We're into discussion. We've had that time for questions
Okay.
has gone. I think that's been answered a little bit around some of those projects already. So
Yeah, I was just hoping for a sneak preview then.
that will come, I'm sure, perhaps at a later time. Councillor Charlotte.
Thank you, through the chair. I think that public art is an incredibly important part of our community, and I really appreciate the work that has gone into this through the steering group, and I thank all of the applicants, and I'm really happy, to pass this. I think it's a great fund, and long may it continue.
Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, I guess I'd just like to add to that. I think it all adds to the livability of Wanganui for our people, for our visitors. It helps attract people here. Obviously, we can't do everything we'd want, and we haven't got the budget to do everything we want. My understanding, what we're reading in the paper, there's 30,000 given annually to this public art fund, but there has been a carryover, so there's a total of about 52,000, and obviously I don't think we've got the arithmetic here, but or the maths, but obviously there's still an underspend in that fund, this fund going forward, and similar to this, funds like the Sport and Recreation Facilities Fund, that's got I think $50,000 now. It's what we can do in particular around that match funding and working with our community, for our community. So I'd just like to thank the Public Arts Fund Steering Group for all the work they've done. Thank Anik, our officer. Really look forward to, I think, some exciting applications here in important areas along the Wanganui east side of our riverbank, out to Castlecliff Domain, and for the toy library. What wonderful, quite different areas, including art and sport, and our youth, obviously. So, if there are no further speakers, those resolutions to be moved and seconded. All in favour? Aye. Against? That's unanimously carried. Thank you. That probably looks that will bring us to the end of our meeting. I'm not quite sure, but we've done our good work here. But a good meeting is not necessarily a long meeting, and in this case, it's a reasonably short meeting. But thank you all. Thank you to anyone that's listened in, and look forward to considering further similar applications. I declare the meeting closed.